Hi there! Today I finally have a new Defa Lucy video for you. It took me quite a while to get all these dolls together because I did not order them at the same time. All these dolls came from Shein, and you know how Shein works. The prices go up and down and up and down, and yeah, it's the same system like AliExpress, but I think with Shein the price differences are a little bit more extreme. But I could be wrong because honestly, beside Defa Lucy, I never used Shein before. Now of course I'm looking at the site and I'm searching for miniatures and everything, but so far there are not much more listings I'm interested in, but I'm still interested in Defa Lucy, so Shein is a good thing for me because I didn't want to order from Temu, and shipping is also very fast, I have to say. It's not always very secure packed, as you can see on the dolls on the table, but you can see the details now. If you have seen my first Defa Lucy video, you know this girl is not new to me and therefore not new to you. She is and she stays my absolute favorite Defa Lucy doll. This time I had luck and there's nothing wrong with her face print. Everything is fine, neat, and there's no damage or misprinting. Everything is really pretty, and her hair even does not shed so much like the last one that I have. But even with the last one it was not a big problem since the plugs are intact and full, so it's fine. I guess it was just loose hair. Now we come to our first new girl. Even the complete face mold is new to me. I did not have her so far, I only bought the girls with the more pouty lips. And this one of course is clearly smiling. The eye printing is pretty much the same as with the other Defa Lucys, but the overall look or aesthetic is totally different, and it's a very interesting face, I have to say. As already expected, her hair is poly, but it's not the worst one. It's not the one that Mattel often uses. It's pretty soft still. And of course I really love the color. The color is very vibrant red and it's very pretty, and of course the hair is pretty long, which is also nice. Now we come to our first twin pair. Bought the short-haired girl and the one with the white longer hair that you can see next as twins, because first of all I wanted to try different bodies and I wanted to see if all the dolls look really alike or if they do have differences. On these two the boxes are already a little bit more dented in. The traveling was not so nice, I guess, but it's still okay. I think for people who like to collect the dolls in box, Shein might not be the best option to buy from, but I'm not an in-box collector, therefore I just don't care about the boxes, but of course I like to have the dolls intact. That's my only concern. The heads of the dolls are pinned on the cardboard inside, and I simply hate these pegs, and I always try to pull them out while the doll's still on cardboard. With Barbie it works pretty well for me. Usually I just have to pull a little bit faster. With Defa Lucy the slower the better, because I think the Defa Lucy vinyl is much thicker than a Barbie usually is, and that's the reason why you should pull it slower. But there's still no guarantee. You sometimes just have to do it afterwards again, and of course cutting down the peg is also an option. I just hate it when it is between the hair and it's stitching in your fingers when you try to style everything, so I really want to have it gone. Opening up the second one was a lot more fun because she was already losing so much hair. I don't think the camera can catch everything because, I don't know, the hair was everywhere. But since I'm used to cats, loose hair is not a problem for me. It's a daily necessary. For me it's more like a decoration for my clothes. So yeah, a little bit floating hair is not a problem for me, but I know that some collectors are concerned by it and they don't like it, so I think it's better to point it out. Now that I freed both of them, I can confirm this hair is not poly, this hair is also not nylon. These two girls have saran hair. I'm absolutely surprised by that. Saran hair has this typical waxy feel to it, and honestly I don't think I'm wrong. This is definitely saran. Of course these dolls do not have a lot of hair. They are rooted pretty well, but their hair is not very long, but I like it. I think it's cool that they use better hair, and it gives me hope that they will do more higher quality dolls in the future. I really hope so. I mean, I have to admit that the haircut of both dolls is terrible because the hair is so dark you cannot see it on camera that well. If you really want to have this doll, you should be prepared that you have to cut the hair yourself a little bit in shape. That's what I did, and it's not a big thing, so usually I just use a clipper, just an electric clipper, a standard one that you use for human hair. But I didn't do it on camera because I'm just not as confident so far with it, but yeah, you will see how it turned out. But in general you can already see that the printing is pretty much different. I think the two dolls have a very different appearance. Here again shortly the inside of the package, you can see the one that have a lot of hair inside of it, and even now that the doll's out and most of the hair is also out, there's still a lot of hair inside of the package, so just for your information. Now you can see the girls a little bit more close up, but I changed the position. The former left girl is now on the right and versa vice. And as you can see, the whole expression is a little bit different because of the different printing. The one on the left has a little bit more open up eyes. They are a little bit wider, and the lips are more red than the one on the right side. The one on the right side does have a little bit more orange lips, and they do have a little bit of an pearlescent shimmer, which is not very visible in the camera, but it is in person, and the eyes of the right one are also a little bit more closed. Now we are coming to our next twin set, and as you can already see, the boxes had a very rough time. They are so smashed. I would say I had luck that the dolls themselves are not damaged, but of course no package should arrive in that condition, I think. I mean, I really had a hard time to get these out of their package because they are so smashed, but you will see. As you can see, I stopped trying to get out the pack from the first girl, from the head from the first girl, because I did not want to risk to lose hair. I just did it off camera. So I'm trying to rescue the second girl from its very smash box. Literally, I had to rip open the package to get her out. These two girls have polyester hair again. Sadly, it's not nylon, not saran, it's just poly. The same kind of material or the same quality like the red-haired one. Still a nice to touch hair. It's not that stiff, it's not so dry, but it is poly. And the main issue with poly is you do not have a lot of options to style the hair. You can hot boil it, you can try to give it another hairdo, but in the end you more or less stick with the item as it is. But while unpacking these two girls, it's the first time, I'm disappointed by a Defa Lucy doll. The rooting of the second girl is so bad. She barely has hair. You cannot see it really well on the camera, I think, but you can directly see through the hair on the head. It's simply not nice. Between these two girls there are big differences, and this time it's not simply a variant that is quite nice, I think. This time there's a quality issue because the first one is very nicely done and the second one is simply not. But you can see it in the following footage. At least this time I did not switch the positions. You have the left girl still on the left and the right girl still on the right, and you can see even the printing is not the same. Honestly, I think the camera does swallow the colors a little bit too much, because in person the difference is way stronger. The left one, the printing is lighter, the eyebrows are lighter, the eyes are lighter, the lips, everything. And on the right, the girl is way darker in color and just a little bit different. And in general, the printing is not the problem. I think it's nice to have differences in the printing. You also do have that with Mattel dolls. They are often different, and that's fine. My problem is the hair. I'm sure that you can already see that the girl on the right has way more prominent waves than the left one. I will show you the rooting better later in the video when the girls do have new bodies, or at least one of them has a new body. I also wanted to show you the doll clothing a little bit better, because I have to say that the pieces are very nice. Of course, the ones from the first girl you already have seen in detail, so I wanted to be sure that it's the same quality than before, and it is. It is very nicely done, I think. The shoes are pretty good. The color is a bit problematic for styling. Orange is a color you don't use so often, I think, but the material is very nice. It's sturdy, way sturdier than Mattel heels, for example, nowadays. So this is a very nice model, I think. It's a very nice shoe. Yeah, the back is okay. It exists. It's fine. It's translucent. The material is good. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is well done. The clothing of the next girl is my least favorite clothes. I, of course, already know that from the pictures when I ordered her. But I have to say, I love the shades. They are great. I don't know, the shape is so unusual and unique. It looks a little bit like eggs with some flowers around it. It's great. I think this is a very, very, very funny thing. It's a great addition to my collection and looks so cute on the doll. I don't know when I will use it for styling, but I definitely will. I love these glasses. I love them. Yeah, the blouse I do not love. I don't like it. Yeah, the color is printed. It has raw edges, so yeah, it. I keep it for nothing, I think, but I don't like it at all. The pants are nice. They have cute stripes. Of course, the design is also printed on, but that's fine for me. It does not have any raw edges, and therefore I'm pretty sure I can use it for something. It's a nice piece. It's okay. This girl had a camera as accessory. It's a pretty one. It's very sturdy. It has some nice details, even though of course it's not painted on, but I like it. The size is nice, and I love the fact that the strap is even fabric. It's a nice touch. Like the previous shoes, these are also orange. Sadly they are orange, but the model is different. It's a very pretty model, also very sturdy, way sturdier than Mattel shoes nowadays. I have to point that out because I don't know what is wrong with Barbie nowadays. The shoes are so thin and jiggly, and yeah, these ones are not jiggly. They do hold position. You can put your doll feet inside, let your doll stand on a doll stand, and the heels do not collapse, and that's important to me. I hate when the heels are always bending over. I just don't like that. The next clothes belong to the white-haired girls. Honestly, I think the quality is very impressive to me. I wish they had used another fabric for the top, because this is the main issue with it. The fabric, the outer fabric or the first layering is very delicate. You can see that it is already tearing up, and that's pretty sad because the whole item is nice. It's very well done. You can see it in the footage. It is lined inside. The shape is nice. The cut is good. The stitching is good, but the outer material is a problem. Man, that's such a shame because it's so pretty. The item is just nicely done. It is really unique. It does have so much potential. You could use it for so many styles, but yeah, with the quality of the fabric, I guess you can only put it 1 or 2 times, and then most of it is gone or ripped off. But in general, it's a very nice piece. The first version of the pants do have a little knot on the front in the fabric, which is of course not that nice, and the little strip around the leg is from the very tight stringing in the package. But from my experience, this little strip disappears while using the pants, so it's not that bad. The stitching is very nice on the pants, very straight and overall well done. The pants do also have pockets, but they are not closed. It's just like a hole, so you cannot put something inside. It will slide down the leg of the doll, but it's fine. You can put in the hands in the pockets, which I really love, so that's okay for me. The second pants are even nicer because the doll was not strapped or stringed so tight in the package, so these pants do not have any imprints or anything. This one is just nice to go. You can style it and you will see it in the video. It looks very nice on the Made to Move body. The shoes on these 2 dolls are very different regarding the other shoes that I have seen from Defa Lucy so far. They are too big for the feet. They had some elastics around them in the feet to hold on the doll, and I forget to try them on other feet on the camera, to be honest. But they are simply not high enough for a Meng Fan body, for example, or the Mitzi one. They do stay on the Made to Move feet with socks or stockings, and you could already see that in the video from yesterday, the styling video, because the girl with the pink blouse is wearing them together with knee-high stockings. Overall, the model is nice. It's also a very sturdy heel and overall shoe. In case you like to style your dolls with stockings, socks or anything like that, these shoes will be a great addition to your collection. And now the last twinning sets. The texture of these jeans items are only printed on, but it is nice because it simply looks good. And since the color is also only printed on, you do not have to worry if something could stain your doll. Everything is nicely done and the stitching is real. It has a like jeans color, typical brownish stitching color. The fake pocket on the chest is also a nice detail, and the buttons in general are nice. They give the pieces a way nicer look. The printing on the skirts at least are a little bit different. The one on the right side is a bit lighter than the left one, but that's all. In general, the pieces are very well made. No loose threads and no crooked stitching lines. Everything is nice and neat. Way better than, for example, fashionista items nowadays. Yeah, I have to point out the differences between this knockoff company and Mattel because, yeah, I don't know. I don't like the quality Mattel gives us for our money nowadays, so these clothes are simply nice, and the skirts even also have pockets. They are also fake pockets like the pants ones, but still good enough to put in some hands, and that's good enough for me. Now only the tops are left over, and I have to say, these are ugly. I have no clue why they chose the printing for harvest. Don't know. I will not use them. It's an interesting decision to use the shirt or this print, this lettering. I don't know. Honestly, they are fun. They are fun to have just for the laughs. Okay, there's still another piece that I nearly forgot about. The boots. The boots are white and they do have some kind of glitter mixed in, but it's not really a lot of glitter, just here and there a few pieces, and it's not that nice, to be honest. It's the same shoe model than the lilac hair girl from the first video is using, but these shoes are white basically, and the one from last video is pink. Here you can see the girls on their original bodies. The quality of the bodies is not bad overall, but all of them are a little bit deformed because all of the dolls are strapped inside their boxes very tightly. These girls here who have articulation are suffering the most of that because the material itself is a little bit softer than the other ones, so yeah, you have very crooked legs, for example, and even the arms are bended. But the body has not to stay that way. You can just put it into hot water and the bended parts will become straight again. As I said, it's not a biggie, but I know that there are collectors who really are picky about it. They don't like doing that with their dolls, and if you want to have one of these dolls, you will have to be prepared that some parts of the dolls are not perfect and you will have to work with it if you want to have a nice doll. Here's one of the bodies again with a Barbie extra body in comparison. The bodies are very similar, also the way you can pose them is very similar. The material is a little bit different with these two bodies. The Barbie extra body is mainly made out of hard plastic or hollow hard plastic. The Defa Lucy one is also made out of hard plastic, at least the torso is. It's a bit thinner than the Barbie extra one, but the legs and the arms are mainly made out of a more rubber material or vinyl material, I guess. It's not super squishy, but it is a bit squishy. That's the reason why there are deformations, because of the way they are packed. But overall I think the material of the Defa Lucy one is nice. I don't know if I have mentioned it before in the last video. These bodies do not have any funky smell or something, because when you buy cheap stuff from China, you often have this plastic smell or maybe even toxic smell, you know what I mean. These kinds of smells that give you some headaches, and Defa Lucy simply does not have them. And I appreciate that a lot. And I have to say that I like their toes. They are very cute. As I said before, I really need more articulation. Now we come to the colors of their skin in order to give them new bodies. And you can see the red-haired girl and the white-haired girl have definitely the same skin color. In general, all the girls do have the same color in my opinion. Of course, the curled haired ones is darker in skin tone, but all the others do have exactly the same skin tone. And the Defa Lucy body is definitely way darker than the head itself. And this is the case for all dolls that I have so far. For the darker skin ones and the lighter skin ones, the bodies tend to be always a bit darker than the heads. So now is the question, which made to move is the best match for the Defa Lucy heads? First, we do have the tennis player here. I was told that this would be a good match for the Defa Lucy heads, and I have to say it is not a bad match. To be honest, the Defa Lucy heads do have a very complicated color, I think, in terms of getting a made-to-move body for it. The lighter skinned version of these dolls is, I would say, right in between the tennis player and the purple top. But you will see that just in a second, but for now I would like to show you the skin complexion for the Meng Fan body. In case you have seen the first video, I already have the curly hair one on one of these Meng Fan bodies, and I really love this hybrid and therefore I wanted another one. This time I got this body in skin tone white because I knew that the super white would definitely be too light for it, and the skin color is pretty good for the head, I would say. It is a little bit different to the undertone of the head. The head does have a more peachy tone, but the differences are so small they are barely noticeable. For comparison, I also got a purple top made to move. Sorry, she does not have a head anymore, but it is the purple top, and I think the camera does not really show the colors 100% correct, but overall you can see the differences when I hold the bodies against the head. Personally, I think that the purple top does match a little bit better than the tennis player, but that totally depends on the lighting you use in your room, and in daylight I would say the purple top definitely matches better, but in artificial light, depending which artificial light you use, the tennis player looks better. So honestly, in the end, it's just what you prefer. The tennis player does simply have a little bit more of a pink undertone, and the purple top simply does not have that. The curly hair one has two options in theory. The one that you can see here, it's the blue tie-dye pants, and you could also use the yellow top if you want to, because again the head color is right in between these two colors. I have chosen the blue tie-dye pants because in normal light I definitely like this one more. Head and body do have the same red undertone, but in case you use very bright lights for displaying your dolls or with photography, I think you could also use the yellow top, because under bright lights the Defa Lucy heads, regardless if it's the darker or the lighter one, they look a little bit washed out or simply lighter than they are in person. Now you can see the 5 girls that I have rebodied side by side, and side by side I think it's way easier to see the color differences. I also already cutted the hair of the short-haired girls to even out the haircut that they previously had. The first girl that I took in my hand is the one that is on the purple top made to move. I still think that the head is a little bit lighter than the body itself, but the undertones match better than with the tennis player. But you can see them side by side and you can decide which one you like better. The other one with short hair and the red head both have the tennis player as bodies, and in the end, when they wear clothes, you barely notice any differences. And as I said before, the curly haired one is on the blue tie-dye pants, and For me it's a perfect match. The girl on the left with the Mengfan or Mengf body matches also pretty well. As I said, the head is a bit more peachy, and I also give you the comparison to the purple top made to move. And as you can see, these two bodies have more or less exactly the same color. There's only a very small hint of a difference. I think the Mengfan or Mengf body is a hint darker, but the undertone is the same. But where is the other girl with the white hair? Well, here she is, and she does not have a new body, but I already said it before. For me, she simply has not enough hair, even though the camera not really can catch it, but you can directly see on her scalp, and I do not like it. The hair's thin, the rooting is really bad. I do like the head still because she is lighter in printing than any other Defa Lucy I have so far, so she's a very good candidate for a reroot, but for now she simply has to stay in a box for a while. I must say, if that would have been my first Defa Lucy, I guess I would not have bought more Defa Lucys because her quality is really off. But let's face the truth, this is not uncommon today. Many companies, big companies, do have the same trouble. Sometimes you simply get a bad doll. And as you can see, the other one does not have any rooting problem. Even though the hair is white, it's nicely rooted. It's fine. And finally you can see the whole group together. Altogether I have now 8 Defa Lucys rebodied and ready to pose. The girl on the top left is new to some of you, I think. I had an opening video for her, but unfortunately the SD card died and all the footage is lost. But at least she got some extra spotlight in a styling video and now in the group with all of her friends, I think. And what's up with you? Which one do you like better, the Supermodel type or the made to move? Are you in team Supermodel, the beauty queens with the super long legs? And yeah, these bodies do not have a lot of posability, but their aesthetic is just beautiful, I think. Or are you in the team of made to move, the body that can do anything? Of course it cannot do anything, but for a fashion doll the mobility is just great, I think, and I personally have no problem with the joint system. Of course it's very visible because the joints can move a lot, but for me that's okay. I simply love the mobility. Of course, I'm in both teams. I like both aesthetics. The Supermodel, unrealistic, beautiful aesthetic, and also the made to move, because overall the made to move is also a very pretty body, and I simply love the possibilities that this body gives me, and therefore I'm happy that I can have both. And the Defa Lucy heads are matching both of the styles. You can have them on these very elegant bodies and also on the made to move ones, As you can see, they look simply good. So I guess we have to come to an end, and I really hope you got some information with this video that you did not have before. As always, thank you so much for your time. I know this week there was a lot of time you had to spend with my channel, so I hope it was not wasted, and I wish you a great day. Bye!